I welcome all of you to a video on how you can motivate yourself to learn good English in 2025. I'm sure many of you want to learn good English, but sometimes there is lack of motivation from yourself and motivation from others. So even though you want to learn well, you sometimes don't get to learn. That should not happen to you because you need English for various professional requirements in your life. In your career, in your progress, you need English. So let us see how you can motivate yourself. I hope you will watch the video completely so that you know what you have to do. There are more than 100 videos now for all of you who want to learn good English. I want you to watch each of them whenever you find time. There's no urgency. Watch them as you like. You also are sending many comments, which makes me happy. But if you tell me in your comments what exactly you want to learn, that is very useful. What are you learning? What is it that you gain from each video? That also is very helpful. As far as possible, replies are given as soon as possible. Also, some of your questions are a little difficult to understand, in which case I would request you to write your questions clearly. Like and share the videos as much as you can so that it helps people who are not able to afford to pay a fee to learn English. And then you have to subscribe to the channel, of course, if you haven't subscribed yet. After saying all this, which I say in every video, now we come to the exact topic of what I want to say today. That is motivation. How will you learn English unless you are motivated? Motivated would mean a strong desire to do something positive. Here is something positive you want to do, and that is you have made a resolution that in 2025 you will go from basic English to the best possible English. You have a year, or maybe you have 6 months, or you have just 2 months. And if you are appearing for examinations, please remember you don't need separate coaching. The videos which I am making for all of you will qualify you in any competitive exam if you watch them and practice them properly. What you need is motivation. That means you need a strength of mind which will help you to watch the videos and practice whatever I've been saying. In every video, I'm telling you how to go forward, how to practice, how you should aim for self-improvement. That is the first point of your motivation, that you want to improve yourself, that you want to become better than what you are. All of us need to do this. I might be very old, but still, I cannot continue unless I aim for self-improvement. It might be in a different field, but self-improvement is essential. Now, please remember that if you are interested in self-improvement, that itself is a great motivation. But what happens? We start with the desire that we have to learn good English. We start with the resolution that we are going to learn good English. But on the day, first or second day, your motivation is very powerful. Your energy is fully concentrated on learning English. But after a few days, the motivation comes down. You say, oh, why should I continue to learn? Why should I watch these videos and practice? I will give it up for some time. I'll take some rest and then I will start again. This happens to many of us. All the time, the mind plays these games with us. So don't allow your mind to take charge of you. Don't allow your mind to demotivate you. Because if you lose your motivation, then you cannot learn. Now, how should you be motivated? You will find that in this channel, there are some playlists and there are some podcasts. Because if you want to listen continuously, then the playlist is very helpful. You turn on to one video and the rest of the videos all play. Many of you want to learn good vocabulary because you need vocabulary when you want to speak or write. You also need vocabulary when you appear for some examination. They give you words and ask you to give the meaning, or they give you a sentence which has a word and they ask you to replace it without changing the meaning of the sentence. Such exercises come in many exams. So what you need is vocabulary. I will try to give you as many word building and vocabulary tips videos as possible. Already there is a playlist of vocabulary. So you have to watch the playlist. In this way, your motivation becomes powerful because after watching one video, if you feel you don't want to see anything else, the playlist continues to show you many more. And after watching a few minutes, you might find that this is useful for me. Each one of you has a different requirement. That is why I'm making as many different types of videos as possible. I'm not telling you that you will learn like magic or you will, it will be something which you will learn immediately. You need to do a lot of hard work. You need to spend time. Unless you do this, you cannot get anything. Not only English, but anything else also. Shortcut is something which doesn't give you a good foundation. It is like building a bridge without putting any cement. You just put some sand. After a few days, the bridge collapses. That is what is happening to English of many people. I'm telling you from experience. I have more than 45 years of teaching experience. And I can tell you that many people who wanted to learn quickly, wanted to learn fast, instant English, because they did not have motivation. And when they faced real life situation, they moved to a job or to a place where they had to speak in English, they felt that they couldn't. They felt lonely and upset. They became depressed because all of us love to communicate. All of us love to make friends. And if you don't know the language of the others, then you cannot make friends. So they suffered a lot. Only reason is because they did not learn English as it should be learned, but they tried to learn it through shortcuts. So your motivation should be such that you will first see that your foundation of the language is good. You are not learning English as the first language in your life. You are learning it as a second or third or fourth language. With each new language, you are learning new rules. You are learning new sounds, new words, new structures. So unless you have a powerful motivation, something which is difficult cannot sustain our interest. If we want to keep our interest, every morning we should get up and say, today I will learn some English. This is called auto-suggestion. So we tell ourselves something positive by saying, today I'm going to learn a little English. Every day you say this. For a few days, it becomes a part of your memory. And then You start the day by saying, I have to learn English. I have to learn English. And even if you find a little time free in the day, you're very busy, I know. But if you find some time, please remember that little time is for English. And if you spend that much time for English, you will find that you are able to improve every day. Your motivation remains if there is some progress every day. Suppose you practice for many days and there is no improvement, you feel disappointed. Your motivation is lost. So please don't do that. Motivating your own self is very, very important. That is the first thing we have to do. But to motivate ourselves, we also need to think of what are the external circumstances. They should motivate us. Many of you write in your letters, in your comments, etc., that we have nobody around who speaks English. Now this, instead of disappointing you, this should motivate you. Your people around don't speak English. So suppose you learn English. You are the first person who learns English. And then you have so many people who can benefit from your learning of English. You learn and you share your knowledge with the others. Just now, before I started recording this video, I got a message that from your videos I have learned good English. Now I feel confident. I felt very happy. I said, are you sharing your English with others? Are you telling others to watch the videos which helped you to learn good English? Now it's almost 6 months. The videos have been put up. Imagine a person who in 6 months has become confident in English by watching these videos and commenting that I have got confidence after seeing your videos. I have learned English. This comment made me feel that there is a possibility for all of you to motivate yourself even if the surroundings are not good. The surroundings are not conducive to English, but you are the first one. You are the pioneer. We say pioneer. Pioneer. This may be a new word for many of you. Pioneer is a person who does something for the first time. So in your group, in your family, in your locality, you are the first one who's learning English. And then you can help out all the others who want to learn English but who did not know till now how to do it. You share the videos with them. You watch the videos with them. You practice along with them, as I have mentioned in each of the videos, because all these are going to help you. All these will benefit each one of you. That is, if external motivation is required. You see that the external circumstance is negative, you change it into a positive. That is one variety of motivation. Now you might also have demotivating people around you. Demotivating means who take away your motivation. So some people around you are saying that, what are you doing learning English? Why should you learn English? And so on. So what happens here? I remember telling my students that when you go back to your hostel, please speak in English. They would say, oh no, if we start speaking in English, all the other subject boys and girls would laugh at us. They would say, oh, keep your English to your classroom. Don't speak English in the hostel. If people are laughing at you, that is highly demotivating. You feel, oh, people are laughing at me. I should stop speaking English, or I should stop learning English. Now you require motivation to learn anything. Otherwise, you are not motivated at all. So the prize is good English. The prize or the medal or the award is good English. But to reach that good English, you need to have motivation. So if somebody is there who is trying to stop you, then you have to go around. I have told you this already. If there is a barrier, if there is a problem, please do not stop. Please do not say, because everybody laughs at my English is so bad that nobody likes to hear my English. Now you have spotted the problem. You have analyzed your English and said, my English is very bad. Let them laugh. Let them tell you that your English is bad. You learn good English and then you show them how good your English can be. External motivation which comes from others, is when people try to encourage you by saying, oh, you are learning English. That's wonderful. Please continue to learn English because that is useful for you. We learn English because there is so much we can do using English. We don't forget any of the other languages. Please understand that if you learn English, you don't forget your mother tongue or the other 3 languages which you know. Because many of us know at least 4 languages. So English is an additional language. It is not instead of. Instead of learning something, you are not learning. Instead of your mother tongue, you are not learning English. You are learning in addition to. That means you are learning your mother tongue. In addition, you are learning also English. So you have a strong bonding. You know 2 languages or more than 2 languages. To be restricted to one language is not good. So look for people who motivate you. Look for people who tell you you are learning very well, and try to not feel bad if somebody says that you are not learning anything. Because negative motivation is something you need to overlook. And positive motivation you should accept. You should take it and become powerfully motivated. I remember one of our students. He was quite old. He was not the age of the others. He said that he used to work in the mines. He was a laborer in the mines. Then somebody told him, maybe an officer told him to read. He said that read as much as you can. Read everything. He taught himself English by reading and listening to all these videos. That is why I'm making videos for you. Then he came to do MA English to become an English teacher. This poor boy from a village who was only a miner. He used to work underground in the mines. And he came at a later age and he started doing his master's degree so that he could become an English teacher. How did he struggle? How did he learn? That is motivation. It must have been difficult because when you are working, you don't have much time. So in that 12 hours of working in a mine, and then, so tired, he made up his mind. I remember such stories are endless. People who come from very poor backgrounds, people who come from the richest of families, wherever they are from, as long as there is motivation outside, which they can take positively. A negative motivation you have to accept positively by saying somebody is saying, I cannot learn. I must show that person that I can learn very well. And positive motivation strengthens your own personal motivation. So when you want to learn something, you have to be very systematic. Now suppose you have got motivation. You feel, okay, fine. I have now got high motivation and I will learn English starting today. But then, after a week, do you have the same motivation? Otherwise, you watch the video again, you meet people who motivate you again, you think in your mind how you should motivate yourself and come back to learning once more. Whenever you feel disheartened, whenever you feel bored or disappointed, please remember that you have to analyze your mind, and then you will find that you have motivation. How will you strengthen your motivation? That is the next point which I would like to talk to you about. As I told you, there are more than 100 videos now on the channel. It's a new channel, just a few months old, because so many people were asking. I became motivated. When all of you kept saying, maybe you are new viewers, but the older ones who saw my videos on other channels, they kept saying, Madam, you must have your own channel. So after 10 years, I did not feel motivated for 10 years. I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to be motivated within 10 minutes. That is why this video. So I started this channel, I'm posting videos every day, and I'm trying to help each one of you. Now, you will be motivated if you know what exactly you need to do to improve your English. The choice is with you. What is it that you need to do first? Many of you say you cannot understand. So first level of motivation is, I must understand 100% English. Start by measuring your understanding today. Today only 5%. Out of a half an hour video, I could understand maybe 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes. Very little. I couldn't understand anything. I watched the full video. Many might not watch the full video. But if you're watching the full video and you cannot understand, then you must watch the same video every day for at least 10 days. After 10 days, if you cannot understand still, then you can contact me through the comments. I can guarantee you, from my long years of teaching thousands and thousands of people face to face, not online, because online was not there in all those years. So in all that experience, I know that if you are motivated, your learning is compulsory. You cannot stop yourself from learning if you have motivation. The problem of learning comes when we lose our motivation. So you start with understanding, listening and understanding. Yes, whatever goes into my ear, is it going into my head also? Very good. Now the second step is, most of you want to speak good English. I get so many comments saying that we would like to speak English like you. For a teacher, when the student becomes better than us, we feel happiest. So I want all of you to become better than me. Not only don't stop at where I am. You say we want to become better than you. And how will you become better? I have given you so many videos to practice your speaking. Slowly you practice by repeating after me sentence for sentence. Or you watch an entire video and try to repeat whatever you have heard. That kind of a repetition, that kind of an imitation, which today is called shadowing, is very motivating, because you learn to speak by copying somebody, by imitating somebody. Have you seen small children? If somebody is selling something with a particular tune, they pick up exactly that tune and they speak. So if a child can do it, we can also do that. A wonderful way of learning is this, and that is the basic speaking. But suppose you want to speak more. I have given you videos on reading, picture reading. You see the picture and you tell the story of the picture. You see something and you write about it or you talk about it. Then I have given you many videos where you have to speak on a particular area. Listen and speak. There are videos of that also. All these will come to you as playlists sooner or later. It is taking a little time, but be patient. Unless we are patient, we cannot retain our motivation. To hold on to your motivation, you need to have lots of patience. Then you come to reading. I hope to make a video on how to read and what are the methods of reading, how it will benefit your speaking if you read properly. I have told you this in many of the videos. And there, when you read out or when I read out, the first few videos are all PowerPoint videos. You go to the list of the channel and you see the first few, maybe 20-25 videos where there are all text and I'm only reading it out. You can also read from those, and that will benefit you in speaking. If we read well, we can speak well. When we were small, second class, third class, we were made to read loudly in the class. You had to take your book, go to the front of the class and read the lesson so that the whole class could hear. And we would get very nervous. We would say, oh, today my stomach is aching. Today my head is aching. Today I have fever, and not go to school that day when we knew that we would have to read. But that doesn't help. If we escape from such things, we are cheating ourselves. That means we are using negative motivation. I don't want to read. But when you read, you become fluent in speaking. The more you read, but you have to read loudly. In our minds, looking at the text and reading in our mind, we do all the time. That is not enough. If you read loudly, then you become capable of speaking very well. You can give a speech anytime, anywhere you want, because you are used to speaking aloud, and loud reading is also like speaking loudly. So choose those videos to motivate you. Now others who want to write, I have given a couple of videos on writing also. Speaking, writing, some videos are there. Only writing, some videos are there. Many more videos on writing will come up. Punctuation, spelling, all these videos will come slowly. You need to be a little patient because I can't make 100 videos on one day. I have to make them gradually. So I'm trying to make the videos to suit all your purposes. If you need something urgently, please write, but it takes time. Many of you say that you want literature videos. You want this or that particular lesson in grammar. But I have to do it in a systematic way, and it takes a little time. If you give your comment today, maybe 20 videos are already recorded. And then you have to wait for so many days in order to get the video of your choice. But please remember, every video is beneficial for you. Every aspect of English, whichever you require, is there in every video. So it is not as though the videos don't motivate you. Each video is supposed to motivate you to learn better, and take this as a very strong resolve. Make a promise to yourself today that today I promise that now I'm going to improve English to my maximum ability. Before anybody realizes it, I will become excellent in English. That is what I'm looking for. And if you do that, nobody will be happier than me that all of you are doing so well that you're learning excellent English. Then I want your messages, I want your comments by saying that after watching all these videos and practicing, now I'm confident that my English has become very good. Some of you are writing long comments. I feel happy. Some of you are writing short ones. One day I told you to introduce yourself. Many people said from where you are watching the videos. That is good. The more you write, the better you learn. You keep yourself motivated. If you get a reply from the channel, you feel motivated. There are various things to motivate you. So stay motivated, learn good English, and then you write to me saying that after watching your videos, I have learned good English. I want to hear that from each one of you. Thank you and all the best.